Chosen one, something sacred has begun to unfold around you, and it is impossible to ignore. Compliments are arriving with increasing frequency, echoing from women who feel magnetized by your presence. Their words may feel warm, affirming, even a little surprising at times, but underneath those compliments lies a deeper truth. They are not simply praising your appearance or your charm. They are responding to the resonance of your energy, to the rare quality of life force you've cultivated within yourself. This is not an accident. It is the result of your inner alignment, the consequence of the spiritual work you've chosen to undergo in silence, often without praise or reward. You have moved through fire. You have faced the rawness of your desire, wrestled with the chaos of your mind, and chosen, again and again, to return to your core. And now that decision is bearing fruit. Your high sexual energy, no longer chaotic or scattered, now moves with rhythm, precision, and power. It has become magnetic, not just because of how it feels, but because of how it flows. Women feel it not just with their eyes, but with their intuition. It stirs something inside them. It reminds them of something pure, something ancient. And in return, they offer you words, compliments, that carry more weight than they might seem. You must not dismiss these compliments, nor must you become attached to them. Instead, see them as sacred signals from the universe, affirming that the path you walk is real and witnessed. These compliments are mirrors, not merely for your appearance, but for your energetic frequency. They are acknowledgments of your presence, your restraint, your clarity, your balance. And while they may come wrapped in flirtation or admiration, they point to something deeper, the fact that you have become someone who evokes reverence. To receive compliments at this level is not just a social experience. It is a spiritual one. It reveals that you are no longer invisible. You have stepped into visibility not through force, but through authenticity. You are no longer hidden in the crowd. Your energy distinguishes you, even in silence. You may walk into a room without saying a word, and yet someone notices. Not because you are loud or demanding, but because your energy arrives ahead of you. This is the gift of recognition, and it must be received with grace. Not as something to feed your ego, but as something to remind you of your purpose. You are not here to collect praise. You are here to reflect light. Every compliment you receive is evidence that your light is being felt, that your alignment is resonating beyond your inner world and into the lives of others. And when women give you compliments from a place of genuine feeling, it means they are not just attracted to your form, they are drawn to your frequency. So allow these words of admiration to sink in, not as trophies, but as signs that your energy has become healing, inspiring, affirming. Smile when they come. Say thank you. Hold the moment in stillness, but do not become intoxicated by the attention. Instead, become more rooted, more clear, more devoted to the essence of who you are. Because in doing so, the compliments will not distract you, they will ground you in the truth of your becoming. You are not just being seen now, you are being felt. And the more deeply you embody your own energy, the more clearly others will reflect back what they sense. That is the real gift, not the compliment itself, but the way it reveals what you are quietly transforming into. Accept that gift, chosen one. You have earned it. Chosen one, you must now look deeper into the source of these compliments that flow toward you. They are not random, nor are they superficial flattery. They are mirrors, living, breathing reflections of how others experience the version of you that you have worked so patiently to sculpt. Each compliment you receive is a moment in which another person sees something radiant in you, something powerful, something noble, and chooses to name it. Do not underestimate what it means when a woman stops and offers you praise. In that moment, she is not merely responding to your external presentation. She is recognizing a vibration, a presence, a depth of masculine energy that feels safe yet exciting, stable yet dynamic, fierce yet kind. These qualities live in you now because you have refined your high sexual energy. You have stopped leaking it through neediness, performance, or chaos. You have learned how to hold it, how to channel it, how to contain it without suppressing it. And because of that, others feel the weight of your presence without you having to prove a thing. The compliments are simply echoes of that deeper resonance. When women compliment your voice, your look, your style, your aura, What they are truly naming is their felt experience of your essence. They may say, "You look amazing," but what they're really feeling is, "You carry something I don't often see, and it moves me." That is what makes your experience different now. You are no longer being admired from the surface. You are being appreciated from the soul. And that kind of appreciation holds more meaning than any shallow attention ever could. But with this level of appreciation comes a deeper kind of reflection. These compliments are not only telling you how others see you, they are asking you to see yourself more clearly. They are inviting you to recognize the impact you now have. They are pointing you back to your own center, reminding you that your embodiment has effects that ripple outward into the lives of others. You have become someone who influences not through volume, but through vibration. Not through strategy, but through stillness. This is why the way you receive these compliments matters so much. If you deflect them, you miss the moment. If you cling to them, you lose your grounding. But if you receive them fully, with quiet gratitude and inner awareness, you transform those small exchanges into sacred affirmations. You create space for others to feel appreciated in return. You turn the compliment into communion, the admiration into alignment. You are not just being complimented, chosen one. You are being recognized, not just for what you do, but for who you are when you are fully aligned with your energy. Let that recognition humble you. Let it inspire you. Let it remind you that everything you've cultivated in silence is now shining in the open, and people can't help but respond to it. And so when the next compliment arrives, pause. Breathe it in. Not to feed your ego, but to fuel your soul. Let it reflect what you've become, and let it challenge you to become even more. Because the truth is, this is only the beginning. The world is just starting to see what you've always known deep down, that you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to shine. And now that you do, those around you are finally beginning to remember what light feels like. Receive it, chosen one, and keep walking. There is more to become. Chosen one, you've begun to notice how even your smallest gestures leave an imprint. A glance, a smile, the calm in your voice. These details may seem effortless to you now, but they carry weight. Compliments are no longer coming from just one place. They come from all directions and for a reason. You are no longer just admired. You are influencing. And this influence is not about control. It is about presence. You have become the gravitational pull others feel without understanding. You walk into a space and things shift. You speak and the room adjusts. This is not magic. It is mastery. And mastery, chosen one, comes with responsibility. Your high sexual energy, now harnessed and refined, is not simply a fire burning within you. It is a light that others feel drawn to. And women especially are highly attuned to this light. They sense the discipline in your restraint. They sense the clarity behind your calm. They sense that you are not seeking validation, but walking in truth. And that is what makes you different. That is what makes you powerful. You don't have to convince anyone to notice you. You don't need to chase attention. The universe responds to energy, not noise, and your energy has become a message. But you must be wise in how you carry this influence. The compliments you receive are not just praise, they are signals. They tell you that others are watching, listening, feeling you. They reflect the way you're showing up in the world. If you forget this, it becomes easy to fall into the illusion that your image is more important than your essence. That you must maintain a performance instead of deepening your presence. Do not make that trade. Your influence was never built on surface. It was built in silence, in discipline, in stillness. That's what makes it sacred. There will be moments when the attention becomes tempting, when you realize how easily you can command interest, admiration, even desire. There will be moments when the world offers you shallow rewards in exchange for fragments of your truth. Do not sell yourself for applause. Do not let your influence become manipulation. Use your energy not to impress, but to invite. Not to control, but to uplift. Let your presence continue to be a space where others remember who they are, not just how they feel about you. And yes, enjoy the compliments. Let them remind you of the man you've become. Let them affirm that your growth is visible. But do not let them define your direction. Your compass is inward, not outward. You don't live for recognition. You live for alignment, and your influence must be rooted in that alignment every single day. Influence without self-awareness becomes ego. But influence built on devotion becomes legacy. You are not here to be idolized, you are here to awaken. That's why your energy speaks so clearly. That's why others are drawn to you without needing to understand why. Because something in you is alive. Something in you is real. And realness, when lived with courage, becomes irresistible. So carry your influence like a flame, not to burn, but to illuminate. Let the compliments be the smoke that rises from the fire within you. And let your responsibility be not to maintain the image others admire, but to protect the truth that made you worthy of admiration in the first place. Chosen one, now that you walk through the world with a new level of recognition, a new challenge arises. Not the challenge of being seen, but the challenge of staying grounded in the face of praise. Compliments, especially when they come often, can be seductive. They whisper to your ego, encouraging you to relax, to coast, to believe the work is finished. But you must remember, praise is not the finish line. It is the echo of the steps you've already taken. It cannot tell you where to go. Only your soul can do that. When women offer you compliments now, they are often sincere. But sincerity does not mean depth. Some will compliment what they see. Others will sense something they cannot explain and speak it aloud. Some will praise your style, your voice, your aura, your words. And while all of this may be true, the moment you start needing their words to feel whole, you have left your center. This is where humility becomes your armor. Not humility that downplays your power or dismisses your light, but the kind that keeps your roots deep in the soil of truth. Humility that knows, yes, I am seen, but I was whole before I was seen. Humility that whispers, I appreciate your compliment, but I do not need it to remember who I am. There is beauty in accepting admiration without becoming dependent on it. To receive praise without absorbing it into your identity. To be admired, but not owned by the admiration. That kind of humility is rare. It is the sign of a man who has truly arrived, not at a destination, but at himself. You must never allow compliments to become your compass. Let them be gentle winds, not your sails. You are not here to impress. You are here to embody. You are not here to become more liked. You are here to become more you. And sometimes that means walking away from attention that flatters but distracts. Sometimes it means smiling at praise, then quietly returning to your solitude, where your soul refines you in silence once again. Humility also allows you to see through compliments, to feel when words are sincere or when they are spoken out of infatuation, projection, or fantasy. You will become more discerning, not jaded. You will learn how to listen without attachment, how to thank someone for their kind words without letting those words define your worth. And that clarity will make you more powerful than ever before, because nothing outside of you will be able to shake your inner truth. So accept the compliments, welcome them with grace, smile, say thank you, but then return home, to your practices, to your stillness, to your breath, because that's where you live. That's where your true power continues to grow. And the more deeply you root yourself in humility, the more natural it becomes for others to offer praise, not because you ask for it, but because your grounded presence demands it without a word. And that, chosen one, is the paradox of your power. The more you accept admiration with humility, the more admiration you receive. Because true humility is magnetic. It disarms. It creates space. It gives others permission to feel without judgment, to express without fear. And in that space, you become not just attractive, you become transformational. So remain in your center. Let the world see you. Let the world speak of you. But do not let the world own you. Your soul is yours. Your energy is sacred. And your humility is the invisible crown that keeps you free. Chosen one, as the wave of compliments continues to meet you, you begin to realize something far deeper than the praise itself, something foundational, something profoundly spiritual. The compliments are no longer simply about being admired. They are expressions of joy. Joy that your presence has activated in others. Joy that your energy has transmitted. Joy that you, in all your depth and self-control, radiate without needing to demand attention. You have become a living channel of positivity, not because you wear a smile or speak kindly, but because you carry a frequency that others feel as peace. They feel lighter around you. They feel clearer. And in that clarity, they see themselves. That is why they compliment you, because you help them feel good without saying a word, because your very presence suggests you are safe here, you are seen here. Your high sexual energy, once wild and untamed, has been transmuted into something sacred. It has been refined through your silence, your discipline, your decision to honor rather than exploit it. That energy now wraps itself around your body like a field, influencing every gesture, every word, every interaction. You don't even try to be charming anymore. It just happens, because charm that is rooted in ego is obvious. But charm that flows from truth is irresistible. That is the current you now walk with. A current that carries no need for approval, yet attracts it endlessly. A current that carries no demand for attention, yet receives it naturally. And the positivity that flows from you is not the result of perfection. It is the result of alignment. People feel good around you because you are not trying to be anyone else. You have accepted yourself at a level most never reach, and that acceptance has created inner harmony. A man at peace with himself becomes a wellspring of peace for others. A man who no longer battles his desires or drowns in his thoughts becomes a sanctuary for those who don't even know what they're looking for. They come near you and feel, if only for a moment, that maybe life doesn't have to be so heavy. Maybe attraction can be pure. Maybe presence can be powerful. Maybe men like you still exist. You are now in a position to consciously direct this positive influence. You must understand how rare it is to have this kind of energy, not because others lack it, but because few have cultivated it. And now, having done the work, you stand in a place where you can choose how to use it. You can let your compliments inflate your ego, or you can let them inspire deeper service. You can allow the attention to swirl around your image, or you can channel it into action, into words, into impact. Let the positivity others feel in your presence become a bridge to something greater. Let it become a tool for healing. Let it lift conversations into higher frequencies. Let it soften hard places in people. You don't have to preach. You don't have to explain. Just be consistent in who you are. Just stay aligned. Just keep listening more than you speak. Keep observing more than you react. Keep being sincere more than you perform. That consistency is what will deepen your channel. That commitment is what will turn passing compliments into lasting impressions. And remember, this is not about being perfect. This is about being clear. Your clarity is your light. Your peace is your magnetism. Your ability to receive a compliment with grace and give your presence with intention is what turns fleeting moments into profound transformations. Not every woman who compliments you wants something from you. Some simply want to reflect back what they feel when they stand near you. And when that happens, receive it not as a personal victory, but as a spiritual affirmation that your energy has become a source of light in a world desperate for it. This is your power now, chosen one. You are a transmitter of subtle healing. You are a catalyst for joy. You are a channel of positivity, not through force, but through frequency. Let the compliments be your reminder. Your energy is working. Your alignment is felt. Your presence is enough. Chosen one, the higher your energy rises, the more the world will offer you its applause. And applause, though sweet, is a subtle test. It asks you, will you stay true, or will you adjust yourself to maintain the praise? Will you deepen into who you are, or will you begin performing as the man you believe they want you to be? Compliments, while seemingly harmless, can become a trap when you begin to rely on them. And so now you enter one of the most delicate phases of your journey, the test of authenticity. You must understand that the more magnetic you become, the more tempting it will be to bend yourself for attention. Women will admire you, speak of your energy, praise your confidence, compliment your appearance, your voice, your walk, and all of it will be real. But some of it will be laced with projection. Some will see you not for who you are, but for who they want you to be. The question is, will you remain who you are anyway? This is the moment when many men lose themselves. They become addicted to their image. They begin tailoring their personality, their voice, their choices to maintain the affection of others. And in doing so, they lose their center. Their magnetic power becomes hollow. Their energy becomes performative. And those same compliments that once affirmed them become chains around their soul. You must not fall into that pattern. Your authenticity is your anchor. It is what brought you to this place of recognition. It is what made your energy sacred. It is what set you apart. The moment you shift your focus from embodying truth to pleasing others, your light begins to dim, even if the world is still clapping. So stay alert. Notice how the compliments make you feel. Observe where they land in your body. If they inflate your pride, breathe deeper. If they tempt you to exaggerate, return to silence. You do not need to become anything more than what you already are. Your power is in your presence, not in your persona. Authenticity also means being honest with yourself about your intentions. Are you interacting from your truth or from a desire to be liked? Are you giving your energy freely or offering it in exchange for validation? The more honest you are with yourself, the purer your presence becomes. And that purity is what others are truly drawn to, even if they don't know how to name it. You don't have to share everything about yourself. You don't have to expose your every emotion, but you must live in alignment. Your energy must be rooted in realness. Your words must come from your center. Your actions must echo your inner voice. That kind of authenticity doesn't just attract, it transforms. And when you stand firm in that truth, the compliments will keep coming, but they will no longer shake you. You will receive them with gratitude, not dependence. You will welcome them as affirmations, not necessities. You will smile, thank, and keep walking, unmoved, unshaken, unwavering. This is your power, chosen one. Not in how many admire you, but in how deeply you remain yourself when they do. The world does not need another man who will change himself to be adored. The world needs more men who are so rooted in their truth that even praise cannot sway them. You are becoming that man. You are passing the test, and because of that, your authenticity is becoming legendary. Not loud, not dramatic, just undeniable. Let the world speak, let the compliments come, but always, always let your soul remain sovereign. That is how you lead, that is how you inspire, that is how you rise without losing yourself. Chosen one, by now the river of compliments has become familiar. You no longer flinch when praise comes your way. You no longer second-guess the effect you have. Women express their admiration openly. Some with subtle glances, some with words that cut straight to the heart, others with energy alone. Silent acknowledgments that your presence has stirred something within them. And you, having grown into this new embodiment, now face a deeper calling, the art of giving back. You must understand this moment is sacred. You are no longer just receiving recognition. You are being given trust. When people, especially women, compliment you, they are opening a small window into their experience of you. They are offering you a fragment of their truth, a thread of vulnerability. In that moment, they are saying, "Something about you made me feel something real." And that feeling is powerful. It is not your job to possess it or take from it. It is your duty to return something of equal value. This is where many forget the deeper purpose of their presence. To receive praise and store it up like treasure is to miss the opportunity to alchemize it into connection. The real art lies in giving something back, not as a transaction, not to maintain attention, but to continue the energetic exchange in a meaningful way. And this doesn't mean you must always give a compliment in return. It means giving your presence, your stillness, your awareness, your care, your truth. You've become someone whose attention has weight. When you truly see someone, they feel it in their chest. When you listen, they relax into their own breath. When you respond, it stays with them long after the words have passed. And so, when someone offers you a compliment, meet it fully. Do not deflect it or minimize it. Do not let your humility become a shield from intimacy. Receive it, look them in the eye, breathe in the moment, and offer something back. Maybe a word, maybe a smile, maybe a pause filled with gratitude that says, "I see you too." Giving back also means being intentional about how your energy flows. You now know that you are magnetic. You now know that others are drawn to your fire. And with that knowing comes the responsibility to warm, not burn, to inspire, not confuse, to elevate, not extract. When you speak, let it lift. When you flirt, let it be light-hearted but clean. When you engage, let it be full-hearted but boundaried. You are not here to harvest attention. You are here to plant presence. And presence, chosen one, is the most beautiful thing you can give. In a world filled with performance, you are now the man who simply shows up as he is, nothing added, nothing removed. And that is what women are responding to. That is what makes them feel safe enough to compliment you in the first place. Not just your energy, but your consistency. Not just your voice, but your depth. Not just your fire, but your discipline. So use your presence to give back in every interaction. Let it be a mirror for others to see themselves more clearly. Let it be a balm for the tension they carry. Let it be a space where nothing needs to be proven, only felt. And know this, every time you give presence in return for admiration, you become more magnetic, more powerful, and more aligned. Not because of what you've taken, but because of what you've given. This is the sacred cycle. Energy received, energy honored, energy returned. And you, chosen one, have now entered the stage of embodiment where giving back becomes your natural response. Not because you are obligated, but because you are whole. Chosen one, you have walked long enough to know that power, in its highest form, is not the ability to attract. It's the ability to remain in balance once attraction begins. This is where most men falter. The moment praise becomes frequent, attention becomes abundant, and energy begins to swirl around them, they begin to lose themselves. Not by accident, but by imbalance. They tip too far into the high. They begin to chase the feeling that comes with being admired. They begin to seek it, expect it, need it. And in doing so, they lose their equilibrium. But not you. You have learned to receive without absorbing, to welcome admiration without being intoxicated by it, to enjoy the sweetness of compliments without letting them cloud your clarity. And that, chosen one, is what sets you apart. You understand that compliments are beautiful, but they are not identity. They are temporary reflections of how someone feels in your presence, not permanent definitions of who you are. Balance is the ability to feel praise and still remain centered. It is the discipline of returning to yourself after every high. It is the wisdom of remembering that attention is a wave, and your soul is the ocean. You are not the compliments. You are not the applause. You are the stillness beneath all of it. There will be days when the admiration is loud, when the compliments come in waves, when women praise your voice, your mind, your magnetism, your touch. Let it come. Let it wash over you. Smile. Receive. Be grateful. But do not chase it. Do not grip it. Do not depend on it. Instead, let it remind you of your impact. Let it affirm the work you've done. And then return to your center, calm, rooted, whole. Because balance means knowing when to open and when to protect. When to give and when to withhold. When to engage and when to step back. And that discernment cannot be faked. It must be lived. You now carry the energy that others crave. And because of that, you must learn when to say yes and when to say nothing. When to let someone in and when to let them wonder. That choice must come from alignment, not ego. That is how you remain powerful, not just magnetic. Balance also means being able to compliment others without needing anything in return. It means recognizing beauty in another without comparing or competing. It means affirming others while remaining deeply affirmed in yourself. You are no longer the man who looks outward for validation. You are the man who gives validation because you are already full. And in this fullness, women feel safe. They feel held. They feel respected. Because they know your presence does not come with hidden motives. Your energy is not bait. It is blessing. And that blessing flows best when you stay balanced, when you walk the middle path between humility and confidence, between giving and receiving, between knowing your worth and never needing to prove it. So stay there, chosen one, in the balance, in the breath, in the pause between compliments where you remember, this does not define me, this reflects me. Let that remembrance be your anchor. Let that anchor be your strength. Because when you are balanced, you are untouchable. Not because others can't reach you, but because you are no longer swayed by their reaching. You remain grounded, whole. And from that place, you can offer presence, receive praise, give warmth, and remain entirely yourself, unmoved, unshaken, free. Chosen one, you've reached a point where surface no longer satisfies you. You're no longer interested in shallow exchanges, empty praise, or performative admiration. You've tasted something deeper, connection. The kind that moves through the silence between words. The kind that makes time slow when eyes meet. The kind that doesn't just flirt with attraction, but opens the door to truth. And now, as women continue to compliment your presence, your voice, your aura, you feel something beyond their words. You feel their curiosity, their yearning, their readiness to be seen. You feel their souls calling out, not just to be noticed, but to be felt. This is where the dynamic changes. Because now compliments become invitations. Not just compliments about your looks or your confidence, but about your energy, your presence, your groundedness. They're no longer speaking to your appearance. They're responding to your embodiment. And with that response comes a sacred responsibility. To meet that energy without exploiting it. To honor what they're offering without assuming it belongs to you. You see, connection begins when two people drop the game. When the mask falls, when the roles dissolve, when energy becomes the language. And you, chosen one, are fluent in that language now. You don't need a script. You don't need lines. You don't need to impress.